Hello and welcome to Thought for September the 13th. Our readings are 2 Kings chapter 19, Ezekiel chapter 9 and Luke chapter 5. And our thought is, and when he saw their faith. Jesus, just as much as his Father then and now, is looking to see genuine faith. Faith demonstrated by actions, not just words. In 2 Kings chapter 19 today, we see King Hezekiah appealing to Isaiah, for the king was in a desperate situation because of the vast army of the Assyrians outside the city. We read in verse 1 how the king tore his clothes and covered himself with sackcloth and went into the house of the Lord. He sends his secretary and senior priest to Isaiah with a message. Thus says Hezekiah, this day is a day of distress, of rebuke and of disgrace. It may be that the Lord your God heard all the words of the Rabshakeh, when his master, the king of Assyria, has sent to mock the living God. Verses 3 and 4. Today the world is increasingly mocking the words of the living God, in passing ungodly laws based on humanism and self-interest. When we came to our reading of Luke chapter 5, we saw how some men were bringing on a bed a man who was paralysed, and they were seeking to bring him in and lay him before Jesus. But finding no way to bring him in, because of the crowd, they went up on the roof and let him down with his bed through the tiles before Jesus. And when he saw their faith, we read in verse 19 and 20, the man was healed. Now, Hezekiah knew that his only hope was to have faith in God. It was an overwhelmingly large army that was surrounding Jerusalem. And what a miraculous deliverance occurred. And we are convinced, are we not, that the only cure or deliverance for our utterly godless world will have a degree of parallel with God's dramatic actions against the Assyrians. Remember what we read in verse 35 of 1 Kings 19. When the Lord sees our faith, he will have additional reason to act to fulfill his word. May we, as Paul told the Colossians, give thanks to the Father, who has qualified us to share in the inheritance of the saints in light, and delivered us from the domain of darkness, and transferred us to the kingdom of his beloved Son. Well, thank you once again for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word and be encouraged, knowing that that Word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.